Hey guys, if you're watching this video, I'm taking it that you have a Ford F-150 and a 5.0 liter that is burning engine oil, and it seems to be a big issue out there. Everywhere I look on all the forums, people are talking about the oil consumption and how to fix it, and some people are saying they have solutions. Some people say they're still working with Ford trying to figure out what's going on. They had their quote-unquote recall on some of them that they just gave you longer dipsticks with, so I don't know if that really fixed the issue, but it made it look like it fixed the issue. So I took mine in a long time ago, and they said it wasn't under the recall. So I was just going to tell you pretty much what happened with our vehicle and how I seem to fix the issue, I guess. So it might work for yours, or it might not. Just throwing my information out there for anybody that's having the same issue as well. And at the same time, we were also having low coolant issues. So it seemed like when the oil was burning, the coolant was burning as well for some reason. So I bought this truck. It's a 2019 F-150, just the XL base model, and it is 4-wheel drive, and it's a 5-liter. So we bought this. It had almost 15,000 miles on it last year, and we've drove it, and so it's been a full year now, and so we have about 30,000 miles on it now. So we did about 15,000 miles this year, and we did, I think, 2 oil changes. They changed it right when we got it, and then I didn't know about this whole oil consumption issue, so I really wasn't paying attention to it much. And I looked at it, and it was like barely reading on the dipstick. So I was like, oh man. So we drove it for, I think, about 5,000 miles, something like that. And then I took it in and went to Ford and had them check it. And I was, at that point, I was paying attention to the oil consumption thing, and I wanted them to make sure they checked that. And because they said they could, if you brought it in, they could check you could bring it in every once in a while, and they could keep checking it for you. And then if it meets their standards, then you would get a new engine. So we were hoping that they would do that, but my service guy was horrible. So anyways, we left, and whatever, he filled the coolant and he changed the oil. So then I thought I would just kind of keep an eye on it myself. So we drove around some more, and then it kept burning oil, and it kept showing up low, and the coolant went down almost within probably a couple weeks of leaving the dealership. It went back down to below the low level. So that was frustrating. So then we did another 5, 6, 7,000 miles on that, and I never added any oil. It was never overheating or anything, so we never had any issue with that. I never saw any oil leaking down below. The big thing that I did do was I bought an oil catch can to put on it. I put that on pretty much in between the first oil change and the second oil change to see if that would do anything, because they said that would be a big help. I bought a C&L Proven Ground oil catch can, just a cheap one. I think it was only $100, and it's definitely cheap. So if you want to watch videos on that, I did some videos on it. It pretty much fell apart on us, so I jimmy rigged it right now, so it still works, but the hose that they send you with it is really thick, so it pretty much like vacuum seals shut when you're driving, so it makes like a huge whining noise, like your hands over a vacuum. So that was annoying. So definitely get a catch can. Just definitely spend a little bit more money on getting a better one than that one. And a lot of them come with the PVC valves with it. This one just you have to reuse the ones from the factory. So you have to cut the factory valve, or not the valve, the hose off in order to reuse the valves. So that was kind of annoying too. But anyway, so that was catching some oil. So we'd catch a little bit each, or by the time we ended up doing the next oil change. And so they did the oil change. They were a little better. I talked to them, asked them lots of questions. And so they changed the oil. They said, yeah, I still wasn't under recall for the dipstick or anything. Nothing seemed to be wrong with the vehicle. They couldn't find anything. They said there was the correct amount of oil in there, but the dipstick was barely even reading again. And then they actually forgot to fill the coolant. So luckily I looked before I left. So then they filled the coolant up for me as well. And so I had a little log just to keep track of it to see if it would go back down again. And it's been about four months now, I think, since our oil change. And it's actually stayed constant. Like, our oil's still completely full. Our coolant is still completely full. So I don't know. I really didn't do anything, and it just seemed to like work itself out. So it's been kind of frustrating, I guess. I'm glad I hope it's fixed now. A lot of Ford people were saying that the earlier or the newer the vehicle, the more issues you're going to have with it, and it'll slowly like kind of work itself out and then get into a groove and kind of start not burning oil. So I don't know if that's what happened with my truck, but kind of hoping it is. But that's pretty much, I didn't really do anything. So my answer is I didn't do anything. I put a catch can on, which seemed to be catching some oil. So either way, it's catching it from not putting it back into the engine and burning it off and ruining all the intakes and stuff. So that's been nice. So definitely get one of those. But yeah, you'll still have to probably fill it maybe a little bit because it's definitely taking a little bit out each oil change, but it's not anything significant. It's still reading about halfway on the dipstick, so, or halfway between the hash marks. So before it wasn't really reading at all. So something kicked in, or I got it over a certain mileage, but we're just over 30,000 miles right now, and it seems to be constant. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that. If your vehicle's kind of newer, it might kind of level itself off sooner or later instead of spending tons of money on trying to fix it. Just kind of wait it out, I guess. You can keep adding oil to it if you'd like, just to keep it from burning up or anything. But in the long run, maybe just wait it out for a little bit. Get a catch can. It's definitely going to be worth it. But besides that, if you guys have any questions or comments on your Ford F-150, you can leave them in the description below. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time.